Photosynthesis by Maisha Gillespie. What is photosynthesis? Here you see the equation for photosynthesis and a brief description of what it consists of. So photosynthesis is the ultimate source of energy for nearly every ecosystem on Earth. Photosynthesis requires sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water as substrates because it's a multi-step process. It produces oxygen and G3P. Simple carbohydrate molecules that are high in energy can subsequently be converted into glucose or other sugar molecules. The sugar molecules contain bonds that store energy. And that energy within those covalent bonds will be released when they are broken down during cell respiration. Here is a graphic of the process of photosynthesis. It shows how, the sun goes down or the energy from the sunlight and carbon dioxide as well as to water into the plants. And how it goes through the leaves and goes through the process, and out comes oxygen and carbohydrates, and the plants make glucose as well. How does this compare to cellular respiration? Well, as previously mentioned in the former slide, cellular respiration plays a role in photosynthesis. They aid in one another, I would say. So catabolic reactions break down larger molecules into smaller ones, and the energy is released because weak, high energy bonds are replaced with strong bonds in products. So similar process of photosynthesis when it comes to breaking down energy, storing energy. So that's how they compare in that aspect. All right, and this is just a graphic of the release of energy during cellular respiration, just like with photosynthesis. So glucose plus oxygen, the energy is released, and carbon dioxide plus water, and then there's the formula as well for the release of energy in cellular respiration, just like the formula similar in photosynthesis. So where does it occur? Photosynthesis in plants and algae occurs within light-absorbing organelles called chloroplast. So all green parts of a plant have chloroplast and can carry out photosynthesis. In most plants, the leaves have the most chloroplast. Their green color is from chlorophyll, which is a pigment-absorbing molecule. Chloroplast plays a central role in converting solar energy into chemical energy. And here is a picture of a chloroplast and what is all included. There's the different sections: stroma, the outer membrane, granules, ribosomes, and the chloroplast DNA, among other parts of it. So how does this compare to cellular respiration? The converting of energy for cellular respiration occurs with the mitochondria. It's just about the same as what happens in the chloroplast. Mitochondria are often called the powerhouses or energy factories of a cell because they are responsible for making ATP, which is the cell's main energy carrying molecule. Cellular respiration is the process of making ATP. Cellular respiration's process of making ATP using the chemical energy found in glucose and other nutrients. And here is a model of a mitochondrion It has ribosomes as well, and it's DNA. And then you see the ATP there, their inner membrane matrix, and the outer membrane. The Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle is the actual sugar manufacturing machinery. This process is called a cycle because its starting material is regenerated. So the Calvin cycle constructs an energy-rich sugar molecule called G3P. The plant cell can then use GP3 as the raw material to make the glucose and other organic compounds that it needs. And here is a graph of how the Calvin cycle works. It just basically continues. It goes in a circle. It starts step 1, the carbon fixation, and goes down to the reduction phase, then the carbohydrate formation, and then it regenerates all over again. So it's just a revolving door basically of how it starts with making sugars and how it's released and so on and so forth. How does this relate to cellular respiration? So there's a similar cycle in cellular respiration like the Calvin cycle, which is called the Krebs cycle. The Krebs cycle is when the glucose, fatty acids, and certain amino acids, the so-called fuel molecules, are oxidized. The oxidation of these molecules is primarily used to transform the energy contained in these molecules into ATP. So they are similar in that aspect, and that is how that compares to cellular respiration. The end.